to Solstin's channel, watch video!
How's it going, guys? My name is Solstin. Have you ever seen a horse in Black Desert Online that you just have to get your hands on? Well, today you're going to learn how. I've put links in the description below for the charts and calculators that we're going to be using, and I'm assuming that you already know the basics of taming and breeding horses. Now it's time to put on your thinking caps, boys and girls, because this is going to involve a lot of math. Color theory revolves around the process of selective breeding, which is the intentional mating of two animals in an attempt to produce offspring with desirable characteristics or the elimination of a trait. That means if you were to take a black and red horse and mate it with a black horse, you're much more likely to get a black horse. This is extremely useful when trying to cultivate a purebred horse or a horse that has one dominant color. Now, in the North American and European servers, Tier 7 horses have been confirmed, but as Tier 8 and higher come out, this process will still work the same. Each horse's color palette is comprised of three main colors: red, white, and black. The combined total of two horses' color values determines the maximum color values for the foal they would make. Confusing? Don't worry. If we had two horses, 2B and 2C, we would add up their red, white, and black color values, giving us a total of 3 red, 0 white, and 3 black. This means that their potential offspring could only be color palettes with those values or less, such as 3F or 4C. We wouldn't be able to obtain a 4I from this breeding, since that would require a black value of at least 4. There are a couple of variations on color theory, but they open up a whole other can of worms, so we're going to go with Occam's razor on this one and say the simplest answer is most often the right one. You with me so far? Let's go through the process of getting a specific Tier 7 horse. 7C, the purebred black horse. Purebreeds are the easiest to apply color theory to because they offer the least amount of variables. For the purposes of this guide, we'll also assume that any potential breeding result, as in a horse that doesn't exceed the maximum color values of its parents, has an equal chance of happening. 7C has a color palette of 0 red, 0 white, and 7 black. That means we want to breed horses who display high black values while reducing red and white values as much as possible. Let's say we have no horses yet, and we have to go find them in the wild. Our ideal target would be 2C, as it has a black color value of 2, which is the highest you can find in the wild. Now, this particular color palette doesn't spawn very often, so if you're impatient, you could always breed a couple of 1Bs together, or just snipe the market. Going off of the breeding calculator that we're using, we're going to want to level these horses up to 28 and 29. Now, it doesn't matter which one is 29, as long as both of their levels add up to 57. We could level them up to 30, but that's not going to increase our breeding potential. Now, with only a 4.1% chance of receiving a Tier 3, we're probably going to get a Tier 4 or Tier 5 foal. If we receive a Tier 4 foal, we have about a 50-50 chance of receiving either a 4C or a 4I, as those are the only two Tier 4s that fall within our color values. If we get a Tier 5, it'll be either a 4J or a 4L, which are identical in palette. For simplicity's sake, let's say after breeding and exchanging, we got two Tier 5s. If we level the two Tier 5s to level 29, that maxes out our tier jumping capability and gives us a whopping 27.71% chance of receiving a Tier 7. That still leaves us with a 39.15% chance of getting a Tier 6 and a 33.13% chance of getting a Tier 5. Luckily, with our two Tier 5s already being purebred, it's smooth sailing unless we run out of breedable couples. In time, and with a little luck, you'll have that Tier 7 you've always dreamed of. And that's it. It's pretty easy. Or is it? One of the variations on color theory suggests that the game will randomly take one of the non-zero color values from the breeding pair and use that to base the foal on. It will then allow any number up to 6 for the remaining two colors. That means that even our two Tier 5 purebreds could create a foal that's any combination so long as the black value is between 1 and 10. I personally haven't seen any proof of this being correct, but if it is, then in theory it could cut the chances of purebreds breeding more purebreds down to a half or even a third. It doesn't dismantle the simple approach, it just elongates the process. And that's it for this video, everybody. If you learned something new, click that like button to show your support. If you think I got something downright wrong, call me out in the comment section below. I'd love to generate some discussion on this, because you don't normally see color theory discussed outside of the forums. And remember, everything I talked about today is strictly theoretical. There is proof to back it up, but there's a reason why there's so many differing opinions. If you'd like to see more videos like this, click that subscribe button to become a bacon sandwich today. I've been your host Solstin, and as always, I gotta go.